Hi there! So I wanted to show our sequence of exercises to help with diastasis recti, or the abdominal separation. So I'm going to show the sequence that I do. Of course, always check with your provider. I'll show you how to check for your separation so you can tell if these exercises are making it better or worse. It's always good to consult a pelvic floor PT, and make sure you're doing everything safely. General rule of thumb, if your baby's doing a move, you can probably do it too. So you'll see that they have a slow progression of movement. They learn to hold their head up and then their torso, and then they squiggle around a whole lot, and then they learn to get up onto all fours and plank, and slowly start to move their body. And all babies are born with an ab separation, and through this movement they slowly start to close it. And it's through that slow progression that they close those abs together. So first thing, let's talk about how to get up and down. You never want to go straight up and down like a crunch or a sit-up style. So what you want to do instead is lay onto your side and then roll onto your back. So to check yourself, you'll feel the ab separation can go anywhere from the bottom of the sternum, which is all the way up here, to your pubic bone. It can run down this whole line. Okay, so what you want to do is just hold your fingers straight up and down, and then exhale, and do it, and press in, and then do a little sit up, and you'll be able to feel a dip in between the abdominal muscles. And you want to feel all down the whole entire length from the sternum all the way down to your belly button. So normally I wouldn't recommend doing a crunch like this for an exercise, but it's a good way to feel where your abs are separated, and so you can track your own progress. So normally what I do is I'll say, okay, I've got 2 fingers separated at my belly button, so that's kind of my benchmark to know where I am. So first things first, we want to make sure we engage our core properly. So again, there are different schools of thought on this, but this one's mine. So if you just suck in your belly button, not a lot happens to your lower back to protect everything else that's going on. So what I recommend is take a big breath in, blow out, pull your belly button in, and then brace like you're about to get punched in the stomach. So my whole lower back is now activated, as well as the abdominal muscles, and it's kind of engaging everything here and in the lower back. So the first move I'm going to do, I like to call the dead bug move, and there are different levels to it. So level 1, again, brace, and I'm just going to lift one leg at a time. And I'm breathing the whole time. And you'll feel, if you are contracting properly in here and breathing, you're going to feel this is a really good workout. Whenever you do any of these, if you see the belly start to cone, or you feel the separation get worse, then it's probably not a safe exercise and you'll want to tone it down. So the next level of this is to bring both legs up to a tabletop, and you just tap. And you'll see my pelvis and my hips are not moving while I do this. Okay. Then I like to take this one step further, and I like to externally rotate, act like you're holding a big medicine ball or a big exercise ball, and then I take the whole leg and drop down. And every time you're lifting, you should feel a nice contraction here in the abs. And then to add on the next layer, you're going to go opposite foot and arm. You can even do this with the baby. Hi. So we're going to grab him and put him on my belly. Hi, bud. And then we can do this. Ready? And this makes it easy if you externally rotate here and just tap. And you can engage your core and play with the baby. You can even do just arms if you're holding the baby. Engage. And we'll go up and down. Up and down. And even this becomes a really tough ab workout. Woo! That was fun, huh? The next thing we're going to do is heel slides. So, baby can sit with us here. Again, we're going to engage. And then you just go one leg straight out at a time without letting your hips swing and move this way. Okay. Let's get you comfortable. And then we'll go heel slide. And you can stay on one side or you can alternate. And this is gonna feel, you're gonna feel really deep workout of the ab muscles. To add on, you can go out here and then add a lift straight up. Is that fun? That's really fun, huh? The next thing that I really like is, and there are a ton of variations you can do with this. So this is just my kind of quick home routine. So you can also do like a bridge. Actually, I'm gonna position him just kind of at my hip level. So again, brace, and then you can lift from here. This will really activate those deep core muscles. The next thing you can do is a butterfly move. Hi. So we're gonna go here and just let our legs fall all the way out and then close. And if you do this properly, you're gonna really, really feel those deep muscles start to come together. And again, as you're doing all this, you can check that separation and make sure it's coming together, or at least not getting worse or coning as you do it. You can also do like a reverse crunch. You're activating your core here, and then lift up and do a little reverse crunch there. So you can also do squats, which are going to be a great exercise, especially soon after baby. So I like to do a nice wide-legged squat because you're going to get some hip opening to it as well and tone the pelvic floor. So I like to do really deep squats. You should be able to push your knees really far out and even go all the way down. This should feel really good. And you shouldn't feel any bulging here in the pelvic floor. If you do, you might have some prolapse and you need to see a pelvic floor PT for that. But every time you do a squat, you can contract the abs and do that abdominal bracing to help close that gap again. So all the way down, and that becomes a core exercise. You can even do that holding baby, because this is a good functional exercise to pick your baby up off the floor. So I like doing this holding Roland, and we just dip down, and then they think it's really fun too. And notice I'm not rounding forward or bending forward at all. I'm pretty straight up and down. All right, the next one we're gonna do are monkey squats. So I really like these for working the pelvic or the abdominals as well, because it doesn't require a lot of pressure or even getting on the floor. So I get into a nice deep wide squat, and then arms up, and you just go side to side. Again, brace the core, and then side to side here. And make sure you keep breathing. And we can play with our kiddos while we do it. And then again, practice that deep squat, and we can pick you up. Woo! Hi. The next one we're gonna do is just a really easy leg lift. So you can start standing on one leg, brace the core, and you're just gonna lift one leg. I like lifting out to the side so it doesn't activate the hip flexor as much. It'll get more of the abs. Again, check yourself that it's coming together or not separating or bulging. And then I like that you can add on to this one too. So you could do a squat and add a lift to it. So again, keep that core braced and practice those squats. If you notice our kids squat, they go all the way down. So that's something that we would want to work towards as well. And then you can also work up to getting on all fours and eventually to a plank. So there's so many variations of this that you can make harder and harder as you gain strength and get that closure. So the first one is just going on all fours and practicing your breathing here. So pulling in the belly and tightening like you're about to get punched in the tummy. And then we can lift one leg, the other leg, one arm, and the other arm. And then you're gonna do opposites, arm and leg. Again, keeping that core braced the whole time. And then you can add on to it as well by adding a little crunch to it. So you can go opposite leg, arm, and add a crunch, and then back out. To make this one a little bit harder, again, brace the core, hold up your back leg, and then opposite arm is gonna come in and out. Out and in. Trying to keep your core and pelvis stable the whole time. And then a super easy one that you can do at home as well is just holding on to the side of a wall, and all you're gonna do is brace the core out and in. And then you just make it harder by stepping a little closer to the wall, out and in, out and in. So remember, your very first exercise is gonna be baby wearing. So find a carrier that's really comfortable for you to wear. If you can baby wear and walk for 20 minutes or so without bleeding or peeing, then you're able to move on a little further. Again, make sure you don't have any pelvic floor symptoms, because that might require some pelvic floor PT, especially if you had a tear or if you have any prolapse or anything like that. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was how to properly pick up your baby. So we talked earlier about doing squats, and remember, if you watch how kids squat, they squat all the way down and they can just hang out here all day long. So if you need to stretch the hips out, work on that. Get that hip flexibility so that you can do this too, again, without any prolapse or bulging in the pelvic floor. But picking up your kids from a squat position is going to be really, really helpful, because we shouldn't be recruiting our joints in our spine to lift. We should be using the muscles of our quads and our glutes to do the lifting. So if we lift improperly, it's going to put more load on our spine, which puts more pressure on the discs, leaving you more vulnerable to injury. So you put more pressure on the spine if you do anything twisting, especially if you're sitting and twisting. So really important, anytime you go to pick up your kiddos or put them down, put them in front of you and do a really nice proper squat, okay? Anytime you pick them up or down. You're gonna put a lot less pressure on your spine and make yourself stronger and less vulnerable to injury, which is really important as a mom. And then always check with your midwife or your OB, make sure all these exercises are safe. We also highly recommend pelvic floor PT, so Dr. Sherry DeSchaff, Dr. Teresa Pulikow, or Dr. Mallory Snyder are all really good options to see here locally in San Diego. Okay, that's it for now, and we'll have more videos and workshops for you soon. Thanks for watching.